Welcome back. I'm T.W. Robinson and you're watching Larider, Louisiana's favorite motorcycle television show. Continuing our theme tonight on bikers with interesting hobbies, we'll meet a man whose favorite toy has two wheels, and it's not a motorcycle, and it's not really a toy either. Miles and miles of nearly deserted beaches. That's the story along much of the Mississippi Gulf Coast, nearly 3 years since Hurricane Katrina roared through. As you ride along US 90, you realize just how devastating the storm's winds and tide were. Lot after vacant lot, where magnificent homes once looked out over the Mississippi Sound. Yet the signs of recovery are everywhere. And last month's reopening of Beauvoir, Jefferson Davis's summer home, which was nearly destroyed by Katrina, was a high point for local citizens, a symbol that the Gulf Coast is coming back, slowly but surely. There was period music, political speeches, and lots of pomp and ceremony. Men and women in period dress wandered the grounds, and Civil War reenactors stood ready, as if waiting for the Yankees to come back again. But perhaps the biggest tribute of all came from a group of Louisianians, members of the Washington Artillery, who brought along some pretty impressive firepower to posthumously salute the Confederate president on the reopening of his home. One of them was Mike Cherry.
Mike, you look a little different than the last time I saw you.
Yes, I left the Harley at home.
Mike and his wife Rose are avid motorcyclists. Rose, who owns both a Harley and a Big Dog Chopper, is director of the Baton Rouge Hog Chapter. Mike, who plays Santa each year for the Hog Toy Run, rides an '08 Ultra. But he says this baby here is his favorite two-wheeler.
This is a 12-pound bronze Napoleon Confederate made by Leeds and Company in New Orleans. It's one of 12. It was cast from bells. Back during the war, they were running short on bronze during the war, and so General Beauregard put a letter out, a proclamation to all the landowners to send their bells. So they did, and they melted the bells down to make their cannon, and that's what this was made from.
Mike, an amateur Civil War historian and collector of muzzle-loading field pieces, recently acquired this rare Napoleon gun. He won't say how much it's worth, but he did say his new Harley was pretty cheap compared to the Napoleon. And the Napoleon is a little bit louder, too. Mike says following the war, guns like his rare Napoleon were carted off up north as spoils of war. But one by one, they're making their way back home, thanks to this avid biker and cannoneer, Mike Cherry.
They had it, past tense. It's mine now. It's back home.
Now, since Mike's cannon was made from church bells, does that also make him a Cannoneer? For Larider, I'm T.W.